centers were placing the football where normally you see an official do that. But again, it's just to reduce the amount of time, reduce the chance of transmission, right? Reduce the amount of time the officials in this game handle the football. Edge pressure coming as Busamra just flicks that ball down into the vicinity of the 50-yard line, and I think Rice caught it. He did. Aaron Rice with the catch at the 49, but he's going to be a yard shy of the first down. Nice pass to Rice there, picks up 14. And the Raiders with a fourth down decision. It is a fourth down and 1. They're in the Kettering territory at the 49-yard line. Boy, if you noticed, Jacob Busamra right there. Just a flip of the wrist to get that net ball traveled pretty close to 20 yards on that reception to Aaron Rice. So up under center, Busamra, offset eye, Whitehorn, the give, gets hit at the line, powers his way forward, and look at Whitehead. Look at Whitehead shove that pile. He's down to the 45-yard line. First down, Raiders, as they keep the drive alive. Play was whistled down when Whitehead was at the 46-yard line, but he muscles up for a big-time gain of 3 and a first down. Second first down of the game for the Raiders. So a big run by Whitehorn to make it 1st and 10 North Farmington from the Kettering 46-yard line. Just a couple of minutes into this one, we are scoreless on the opening night of the playoffs as Whitehorn tries the right side, finds a seam. Here goes Whitehorn, one man to beat, maybe two. The first of those two got him. He's brought down by Connor McCarty, but another solid gain for Whitehorn as this time Justin rings him up for 20 more down to the 26-yard line. First down, Raiders. 1st and 10 as now they move more deeply into Kettering territory. Busamra, number 2, has the play from the sideline. It doesn't take much time for him to relay the information to his teammates. Just an I formation here out of the gun with Whitehorn to Busamra's right. Gets the handoff from Busamra, and we'll call this one maybe a gain of 4. Let's see where they put it down. I think it's going to be about at the 22, and it is. So Whitehorn again on the carry, gets 4 to the 22-yard line, and the Raiders are marching along. There you see number 22, Justin Whitehorn. You'll see him on defense as well. Running back and defensive back. Senior running back. That was one thing about the game last week being power outaged out. It was senior night. So the guys lost an opportunity, right, to be recognized on senior night and all the rest of it. Busamra on the keeper there. Give him a pickup of 3. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 from the 19. No score here on the opening night of the playoffs. Winner of this one will, in all likelihood, be on the road at Fenton next week. Fenton opening the playoffs tonight at home against Walled Lake Central. Or check it, Walled Lake, one of the Walled Lakes. Maybe it's Walled Lake Western. Oh, here we go. There's a big-time big gain. Whitehorn trying to get to the goal line. Powers his way down inside the 1. I don't think he got in. He did not. Justin Whitehorn again. And this time he picks up 18 yards and a first. And it's 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. So the Raiders marching it right on down the field here. As they took over, started this drive at their own 32-yard line, overcame a holding penalty and a personal foul, and now find themselves at the 1. Just a straight I formation this time. The up back is number 4, Justin Bryant. And it's Bryant or Busamra who carries it into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. And they move into that 6-0 lead. I'm just watching to make sure we don't have a flag down on that play. I don't believe we do. 6-0. The Raiders move into the lead here with 7:26 to go in the opening quarter. Sambati in to attempt the extra point. Massimo Sambati, the kick up. And 7-0 Raiders on the PAT. So the Raiders get the touchdown, and I'm sorry, I just had my head down at the moment of truth, and I don't know if Busama carried it himself and went into the end zone or if he handed it to the up-back Justin Bryant. But at any rate, the Raiders complete their scoring drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. It was a 9-play, 68-yard drive. And it took them, well, what did it take them? 4 minutes and 34 seconds. And they've got the lead here by that score of 7-0. A good-looking drive, again, when you consider that the Raiders on not one but two occasions had to overcome big penalties, 15-yard penalties. Well, not quite two 15-yard penalties. The holding worked out to more like 11 or 12 yards, but the subsequent personal foul, I believe it was a PF, that did cost them 15. So a good way to start for the Raiders here tonight. Sambati with the kickoff, and it's bouncing around the 5. Kettering hoping it'll go out of bounds. It didn't. I'll tell you what, it just trickled right along the sideline and stayed in bounds, went into the end zone, so Kettering will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Your return man is well, he's in a world of hurt in that situation because that's a live football. Could theoretically be recovered as an onside kick, and he's hoping it'll go out of bounds so that his team will take over at the 35-yard line, so there'll be a penalty for a kick out of bounds. But that one, that had to be frustrating because it just did stay in bounds. So here comes Kettering, trailing now 7-0. Caleb Rue, number 8, is their quarterback. He's up under center on this, the first offensive play of the night. A give and a gain of 2-3 yards there on first down. Let's see if we can't identify that ball carrier for you. It's number 6. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong roster. Number 6, Damaja Thomas. He'll get the bulk of the carrying for Kettering in this ball game tonight. He gets 3 yards on the first play for Kettering this evening. 2nd down and 7 for the Captains. Both of these teams began playing football in 1961. So both these programs are the same age as Thomas, looking to bounce it outside, does. Finally out near the 35-yard line or thereabouts. It's Justin Bryant, one of the senior co-captains for the Raiders, who shoves him out of bounds, but not until Thomas was out to the 37-yard line for a gain of 14. First down, Kettering. In program history, North Farmington has played 538 games. Waterford Kettering all-time has played 537. Look at Thomas. Boy, I'll tell you what, it was only the fact that Jasper Beeler was hanging on for dear life down near his ankles that he was able to bring down Thomas, who's a tough running back. You can tell that early on. He's out to the 43-yard line for a gain of 6. At any rate, 538 games all-time for North Farmington, 537 games all-time for Kettering. The only difference is in the one lost record. The Raiders are 292 and 243. Kettering is 223 and 310. They're way under 500 all-time. Thomas again got slowed up in the backfield. Good penetration by Chike Udemba, number 55. Thomas brought down at the 45 for a pickup of a couple, and only a couple. But it's 3rd down and not long to get. Just 2 yards will do it. Well, 3. Line to gain is out there at the 48-yard line. 3rd down and 3. Clock running here at Holland Field. Play action. And Rue's pass was on the money, but it was dropped out there by Drake Spencer. Falls incomplete. And what a big drop that is for Kettering. Had he caught that ball, he may well have picked up first down yardage. Instead, it's incomplete. It's 4th down. And it looks like Zane Grant is going to come in and kick this one away. punting. And actually, it's not Grant. He's on the field, but he's a member of the punting unit. Chris Sanford is listed as the kicker for Kettering. So they'll kick it away on 4th and 3. Ball goes out of bounds along the near sideline at the 32-yard line. So the Raiders will take over there. 1st and 10, still leading the football game by that 7-0 count. About 22 yards on the punt down to the 32-yard line, and North Farmington takes over with 5:09 left to go in the opening quarter. I just thought it was interesting when I looked it up. This is one of these things you come across to notice that Kettering and North Farmington have combined to play over 1,000 games in their respective programs, but were separated by just one game played overall, 538 for North Farmington and 537 for Kettering. Busamra stumbled, finds his balance, and tosses it down the far right sideline, just out of the reach of Jasper Beeler, incomplete. Raiders began their first possession from the 32-yard line, and they drove 68 yards in 9 plays to open the scoring tonight. Seemed to take him a little longer than usual to get the play and to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Fake to Whitehorn. Keeper by Busamra, and he doesn't get much. Perhaps a gain of 2 out to the 34. 3rd and 8 coming up. All-time series between these two teams began back in 1965. And Kettering has never beaten North Farmington. The Raiders are 8-0-1 all-time against the Captains. Last time the teams met was in the season opener last year in 2019. Raiders won that game 35-30. It was Coach John Herstein's coaching debut with the Raiders. Busamra has time, waits. There was pressure coming. He waited, and his pass is too far out in front of Jasper Beeler, so it falls incomplete. And the Raiders will punt it away here on 4th and 8 from their own 34-yard line. So a 3-and-out for the Raiders. 2 incomplete passes and the 2-yard run by Busamra, all they're able to generate on this particular drive. It's October 30th, 2020. If you happen to be watching this one at some future date, it's the opening round of the 2020 Michigan High School Athletic Association playoffs. As the punt is away, and it gets a bit of a Raider bounce. Now it comes back the other way, so the Raiders will down the thing. Dominic Mathis Nelson getting downfield to down it. And Kettering will start this particular drive at their own 35-yard line. Seven nothing. The Raiders in the lead. So we take a look at Tayshawn Johnson there, number 7, one of the wide receivers, a junior wide receiver. Another wide receiver on this Waterford Kettering team, his name is Zarek Zielinski, and he is the grandson of legendary Harrison coach John Harrison. Harrington, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Harrison High, and I always had that problem. John Harrington of Harrison. That was Zane Grant on the carry there, and he gets a gain of 11 out to the 46th. 1st and 10, Kettering right there. So that's been an issue with North Farmington this year, their ability to stop the run. Coach Herstein says they've gotten better at it, but they've had issues with it. And in high school football, well, if you can't stop the run, you can't win. The passing games are not as developed as you see in college ball or certainly pro ball. And again, there it's Thomas on the carry, or check that, Zane Grant on the carry, and he gets 5. Second and 5 as Kettering's into Raider territory for the first time tonight at the 49. Flag, and that play will be blown dead prior to the whistle. I believe that's Mark Castle on the call, the line judge. And on the procedure violation, it's a loss of 5, right? So it's second down still, but now it's second down and 10. And just like that, Kettering is out of Raider territory. They were only there briefly, didn't get to run a play. Rue sent it off to the left flat, and a good job, a good pass up, break up across the way. That's Beeler, Jasper Beeler, who was there to reach in with an arm and break that one up. Outstanding defensive play. And that means it's third down and 10 for Kettering. It's probably been, I would say, our chilliest day of the fall so far. The high temperature, maybe 42, 43, somewhere in that range. It's a little chillier than that here tonight at kickoff. Probably around 40, maybe down into the upper 30s at this point. In motion, far side, and here comes Andrew Gayton. He's in the pattern. He receives the football, and he goes out of bounds short of the first down. Taken out of bounds at about the, well, let's look at it here, the 47-yard line. So they get 7, but they needed 10. Fourth down and 3, the football at the 47-yard line. And it looks like this time Kettering is fixing to go for it. Caleb Rue, their quarterback, number 8, gets the play from the sideline. Looks like they're prepared to put 4 into the pattern. No, a little quick kick by Caleb Rue. He bounces it along the near sideline, and the Raiders pinned it somewhat back to the 15-yard line. 32-yard quick kick, and the Raiders, for the third time tonight, go on offense. First and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Boy, we had a stat that jumped out as we were preparing for the game last week against Birmingham Seaholm was the fact that North Farmington had never beaten Seaholm, never ever. They were 0-11 against Seaholm. This surprised me because Seaholm never beat Harrison. Harrison was 10-0 against Seaholm. Seaholm was 11-0 against North Farmington, and Seaholm against Farmington. And this sort of figures. They were 5-5. So they had a team they couldn't beat, a team they couldn't lose to, and the other team in the district they were 500 against, as Whitehorn is running for about a yard. Second down and 9, Raiders at their, give them a gain of 2 to the 17. Gain of 2. We're under 2.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Winner will be on the road next week to play, in all likelihood, Fenton. Fenton a perfect 6-0, and they're playing a winless team tonight. There's Beeler open along the right side and breaks a couple of tackles, and he's out beyond the 40-yard line. Jasper Beeler with a solid run and catch. And they're going to say he stepped out at, it looks like the 38. So that's plus 21. And a first down for the Raiders. First and 10 now at their own 38-yard line. They've got the football. They've got the lead here, 7-0. Here comes Whitehorn, looking for room on the left side. Can't find it. He'll wind up with a pickup of 3 yards Whitehorn as he's tackled in the open field by Tayshawn Johnson. So a bit of a history, as we say, between these two schools. The 9th all-time meeting, the 4th time they've met in this century. The first 3 times they met were back in the first 4 times they met were back in the 1960s. Here's a screen pass to Whitehorn. Makes the first man miss. You'll like to see that. Second guy will gobble him up. That's the number 54, Tayshawn Johnson for Kettering. But Whitehorn very close to first down yardage, and he's got that first down. Or does he? I think they're telling him to move the chains, and they are. So the gain out to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 7 yards on that screen pass. It's good for 7 yards and a first down. The Raiders keep the drive alive. I formation here. Play action, trouble coming. Bussamra fortunate to get it away. Somebody for Kettering came knifing through into the backfield as they put a blitz on. And it looks to me like that's number 5. Unfortunately, I do not have a, maybe it's number 6. If it's 6, it's Tayshawn Johnson, and it is a 6. So it's Thomas coming off the edge, putting the pressure on, and it's an incomplete pass. And it's 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Now the shotgun and the quick give to Whitehorn right up the middle. And he's down inside he's down to the 45-yard line. I think he's inside the 45, and he is to the 44. Pickup of 6 for North Farmington's number 22. And it's 3rd and 2. At the 44. Full house look in the backfield. Now Justin Bryant in motion. They fake the give to Whitehorn. Bussamra on the keeper. Able to turn the corner. And he picks up that first down about to about the 36-yard line. So Bussamra on the keeper picks up 8. 1st and 10 Raiders. They're down to the Kettering 36. So they've done a good job with ball control here in the opening quarter. This is the Raiders' 3rd possession. And this likely will be the last play of the quarter, just 13 seconds left in it. And the Raiders on top by that 7-0 score. So a good start to the postseason here for North Farmington. Here's a spread look. You'll see a lot of passing out of it, not this time. It's Whitehorn on the carry, and he just does get back to the line of scrimmage. Zane Grant, number 2 for Kettering, among those in on the tackle as time expires here in the opening quarter. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders when we get back to the action here. I'm just doing some housekeeping things here, updating our score sheet. 7-0 Raiders on a 1-yard touchdown run. Again, it was either Bussamra or Justin Bryant on the carry there. That one, it just got away from me. These things happen sometimes. But the important thing, of course, is that somebody did run it in. And the Raiders have that 7-0 lead. Farmington Falcons are opening the playoffs tonight. They're in Division 1. They are on the road. Not much is expected from a Falcon team which finished the regular season winless at 0-6. They have only 15.4 playoff points. They're playing at Sterling Heights Stevenson tonight. And they're in Division 1, so they're up against the larger schools, the Falcons. And they're playing a Stevenson team that, compared to Farmington's 15 playoff points, had 64.3 playoff points. 5-1 Stevenson hosting 0-6 Farmington tonight. Well, if we run across a score on that game, we'll, of course, pass it along to you. Right here, 7-0 Raiders at the end of the first quarter. The Raiders scored on their first possession of the night, going 68 yards in 9 plays in a drive that took 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Second down and 10 for North Farmington, as they'll switch ends now, as teams do at the end of a quarter, of course. Move now north to south. Busama got it away quickly, has a man open down there. It's Beeler. Beeler, a good job to stay in bounds. And Jasper Beeler out of bounds, but not until he's down to the 16-yard line. That's a 20-yard pass to Beeler. So first down Raiders at the Kettering 16-yard line. Kettering out of the Lakes Valley Conference, where they finished in a tie for 5th. Lakeland won the Lakes Valley Conference with a perfect record of 6-0. Kettering was 2-4. Couple of yards on that carry by Justin Whitehorn. Wrapped up quickly by DeMaja Thomas, number 6, and by number 21, Andrew Gayton. So it's the second play, I should say, of the second quarter. It's a gain of a couple of yards down to the 14-yard line. Second down, 8 to go for the Raiders. Rice, number 15, flanked to the far left side, the top of your screen. Fake the handoff to Whitehorn. Busama looking to keep. No, he throws towards the end zone and incomplete. Oh, just in and out of the hands. I think it's Beeler, number 3. Pull that shot, will you guys? I'm trying to identify this guy. It's number 4. It's Justin Bryant, the intended receiver on that play. Thank you, guys. So on the incomplete pass, it becomes third down and 8 to go. The Raiders a big third down at the opposing 14-yard line. Roll out with Samra again, and that pass falls incomplete along the right sideline. They're within the range, one would think, of Massimo Sambati, the field goal kicker. Will they go for it? It's fourth down and 8. And they will. Busama, the holder. The place kicker, number 18, Sambati. Massimo Sambati. They like him. They always have. Long kick is up, and it is good. A 31-yard field goal by Massimo Sambati. And early here in the second quarter with 10:56 left to go in it. The Raiders increase their advantage to 10-0. Took the Raiders 5 minutes and 5 seconds to score on that drive as they began late in the first quarter there at their own 15-yard line. And then drove deep into Kettering territory, and they wound up getting that field goal, the 31-yard field goal by Sambati. So 10-0 Raiders here. And so far, so good. On this brisk, hard to ask for more from a fall evening, a brisk fall evening here at Holland Field. We are probably just beyond peak in terms of the color change, but it's been a lovely fall in the main. A little cloudy this week, a little bit of rain, not too bad. Somebody booms it away. Again, Kettering hoping it will go out of bounds, and this time it does. Remember on the Raiders' first kickoff tonight, the ball skittered just inside the out-of-bounds line. This time it crosses over, so that'll be a penalty for kicking the football out of bounds. Kettering will start at the 35. 10:56 to go in the half. And Kettering at the 35-yard line. Now they have run the ball. They have run the ball with some success here against the Raiders tonight. It appears to be a motion penalty against Kettering. We'll wait just a moment. As the whistle came at the snap, and they'll walk 5 off against the captains. A procedure infraction, and it's first down 15 from the 30. Our officials tonight, the referee is Bill Coggins, the umpire Chris Seibert, Doug McDonald, the head linesman, Mark Castle, the line judge, and the back judge is Pete Kunst. Remember, you too can be an official at these high school football games. They are always looking for volunteers, and they can't play these games without the volunteers. Just go to mhsaa.com and check it out. You'll find all the info you need right there. First down carry goes for 3 yards. Second and a dozen from the 33. 10-0 Raiders here. We're just underway basically in the second quarter. 10:20 left to go in it. Here's Rue throwing the home run ball, and it's intercepted down there. Picked off by the Raiders. Is that number 15, Aaron Rice? It is. He's shaking hands. Wide receiver on the offensive side, and I'll tell you what, he had no trouble gathering that one in at the 31-yard line. Intercepted by Rice. Raiders take over with 10:12 to go in the quarter. First and 10, North Farmington at their own 31-yard line. First turnover of the night is an interception thrown by Caleb Rue. He was looking to go deep. He did not fool Aaron Rice. And now the Raiders will try to strike deep, and it's put up for grabs that time by Busamra. Intended downfield for Bryant, but coverage was good. And the pass goes incomplete, and the Raiders a little bit fortunate right there that they didn't turn it right back over to Kettering. Second down and 10. We're talking about Seaholm never having lost to North Farmington, and with the forfeit last week, they still haven't. As Whitehorn, boy, he's got a seam, and he's able to get it outside. He's able to move inside Kettering territory. We'll see where they spot him out of bounds. Somewhere 47, 48-yard line, I think. It's actually the 49. So that's a 20-yard gain. Justin Whitehead, first and 10 Raiders, into Kettering territory at the 49-yard line. Nice looking run by Justin Whitehorn. We told you he's coming into tonight was responsible for 87% of the yards gained on the ground by North Farmington this year. And here he comes again. Whitehorn into the second level and down the sideline he goes. Finally shoved down by Tayshawn Johnson, but not before Justin Whitehorn is inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9. It's a 40-yard gain by Whitehorn. Oh, he reminds you a bit of Barry Sanders tonight. We've seen him have a number of carries that have only gained a yard or two or maybe no gain. And that's the way Barry Sanders used to do it. They'd give him the ball 10 times. He'd pick up 11 yards. But on the 12th carry, he'd bust it. And Whitehorn just busted one. First down, goal to go for the Raiders. They've got it first and goal at the 9-yard line. A straight I formation. Give it to Whitehorn. Why not? Whitehorn inside the 5. Trying to move that pile, but he's dragged to the turf at the 5. The pickup is 4 by Whitehorn. Second down, goal to go, North Farmington at the 4-yard line. They're looking to build on a 10-0 lead as we go under. 9.5 to go here in the second quarter. Rich Kincaid at the microphone tonight, joined by our outstanding TV10 crew. We got Jim Sturdy in the booth, Vanessa O'Connor, Sean McGuckin. He's actually at the field working the show there. Nathan Cromwell, Sam Fisher, Emily Arrow, all on camera tonight. Raiders in the playoffs and looking to move into a multiple score lead here. They're already up by 2 scores. Whitehorn off the right side, easy as can be. They don't lay a hand on him. He never does go down. He carries into the end zone, and Whitehorn gives the Raiders a 16-0 lead. Whitehorn with his 6th rushing touchdown of the season right there. 16-0 for the Raiders. And the point after is coming. 8:54 to go here in the half. Out of the hold of Busamra. Sambadi's kick is perfect, as it usually is, and it is 17-0 now in favor of North Farmington. What a lovely drive. Points off turnover. Aaron Rice intercepted at his own 31-yard line, and the Raiders take it down the field. 69 yards on the scoring drive, and it didn't take them long to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays and into the end zone. 69 yards in 5 plays. I'll calculate the time it took them. That'll take me a moment. Now they took over with 10:12 to go, and now there's 8:54 to go. So what's that? It's a minute 12 and add 6. That's a minute and 18 seconds, the drive time. A minute 18 seconds. So in the second quarter, with 8:54 to go in it, the Raiders take a 17-0 lead on the touchdown run by Justin Whitehorn. So they're in real good shape now, North Farmington, right where they want to be. They've had 4 possessions tonight. They have scored on 3 of them. Sambadi to kick it away. What's an onside kick attempt, if I'm not mistaken. It's covered. It's covered by the Raiders. It's caught down there by Richard Harris. That ball went 10 yards. He caught it in the air. You can do that. And it's a successful onside kick for North Farmington. Coach Herstein dialing one up there. They won't be expecting this, he says, and they weren't. The officials are talking about it. I see no reason that is not a legal onside kick, because you can catch it in the air, which they did. And when I say there, I mean number 5, Richard Harris. But there is a flag. And so this is not going to stand. They may be saying that a fair catch signal had been given, and the fair catcher was not given the opportunity to catch the ball. As you see, one of the officials down there with a lengthy, involved explanation, but I'm pretty sure this is going to wind up Kettering ball at the 45 or 44, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason. Because once that ball travels 10, it's a fair ball. I mean, it's a free ball. Well, we all know that. Anybody who's, watched football for a little while knows the rule on that. But at any rate, it's going to be Kettering at their own Boy, now they're going to walk yardage off to boot. They would have had it at the 44, but I think they're going to walk 15 off here, and they are. No, they're not actually walking off 15 because they spot the ball to 42. So they just walked it off like, what, 14 yards? Yeah, so probably was supposed to be a 15-yard penalty. At any rate, Kettering 1st and 10 at the Raider 42-yard line. This represents the deepest penetration of the night by Kettering into Raiders territory. 8:51 left to go in the second quarter. North Farmington has a 17-0 lead. Looking to move on and likely play Fenton at Fenton next week. We say likely only because it's an opening round matchup, which on paper appears to be a game that undefeated Fenton, 6-0, should win against a winless 0-6 Walled Lake Western team. As on first down, Kettering is deeper into Raider territory, down to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 6, and second down and 4. So how about that? The onside kick looked to have been recovered successfully by North Farmington, but the penalties say otherwise. And around here, and the Raiders don't tackle the guy. That guy being Tayshawn Johnson, who's able to get the edge. That's a nice little run there by Tayshawn Johnson down to the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 14 yards. First down at Kettering, and now they're nuzzling up against the red zone. 1st and 10 for them at the 22-yard line. Well, they've been given a bit of life here, haven't they? It looked like the Raiders were going to start in Kettering territory after successfully executing an onside kick, but no, it was not. It was not a legal play, and Kettering starting in Raider territory. Now they're down to the 22-yard line. Nice little cutback in the backfield by DeMasia Thomas, and Thomas around the left side. It's Busamra who finally slings him out of bounds at the 17. But a nice first down pickup of 5 yards by Thomas. Second down and 5 for the Captains. They're at the Raider 17. 8 minutes exactly to go in the second quarter now. That defensive front for the Raiders looking to dig in this situation. And something has occurred here. Something has transpired. I'm not clear if there's been a timeout or if we've had a penalty called. Bear with me a moment. They've put the ball back at the 30-yard line. So there's been a penalty called here. So it's back to the 30. A little dump-off pass completed to Zane Grant, and Grant down to the inside the 25, down to the 24. And let me get caught up. It'll be second down and 12 from the 24. So we had a penalty against Kettering, shoved him back a little bit. But now second down and 12 at the 24-yard line after that little screen pass to Zane Grant, picked up 6. Root takes a direct snap, that ball loose. That ball's on the ground. It bounces right back up on 2 hops into the ball carrier's hands, and Zane Grant takes advantage of a heck of a break, and he's out of bounds, but not before he's inside the Raider 20-yard line to the 18. So what could have been a disaster turns into a 6-yard pickup, and it's third down and 6. You don't see that one every night. Zane Grant, a fortuitous hop. It hit the turf twice and came right back up into his hands. Caleb Brew over the middle into the end zone. He overshot the intended receiver, Eric Kraft. Kraft, the top receiver on this Kettering squad. So 4th and 6 from the 18-yard line. I'm thinking Kettering goes for it here, but that's rank speculation on my part. And indeed, it's incorrect speculation. The place kicker, Chris Sanford, number 90, is on the field. Caleb Rue, the holder. Don't forget, though, he's the quarterback. It could be a fake. It's blocked by the Raiders. That's a free ball down there. Out near midfield, and it's recovered by Whitehorn. They'll say he's down at the 44-yard line, but it's a blocked kick by North Farmington. And the Raiders take over at the 44-yard line with 6:54 left to go into the half, and most importantly, still with that lead of 17-0. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line for the sake of accuracy. 1st and 10, Raiders right there. I can't tell you exactly who got the blocked kick, who got a hand or an arm or a helmet on it, but it was blocked at the line, and it bounced around a little bit, and it was recovered by Justin Whitehorn, and he's out to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 Raiders from the 43. 17-0 North Farmington. A little under 7 to go here in the second quarter as a flag stops the proceedings technically before the ball was snapped. It's a dead ball. And it'll be a 5-yard walk-off against the Raiders here. First and 15 from the 38-yard line now. 17-0. North Farmington's got the lead here. They've scored 10 points so far tonight in the second quarter. The 6th rushing touchdown of the year by Whitehorn, plus an earlier 1-yard touchdown run by North Farmington on their first possession of the football game. All that and a 31-yard field goal by Massimo Sambati, accounting for the 17 points on the board for North Farmington tonight. Right up the gut. Here comes Whitehorn again. First down yardage inside the 50-yard line. Down to the 47. I think he's got the first. He does. Well, they might measure here. I'm not wild about the spot. And you see they haven't moved the back end of the chains yet. Now it's a first down. All right. So 15 yards on that rush by Whitehorn. First down. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Kettering 47. Give it to Whitehorn again. Why not? Oh, he got hammered that time. But does not go down. That's a tough kid. He got stuck and didn't go down. Jordan Hamler, number 18 for Kettering, was the guy who did the hammering. But Whitehorn took the blow, winds up with a gain of 6. And it's 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line. Good look at the Raiders right there. Number 15, Aaron Rice, who had that big interception earlier here in the second quarter. 3 come to the near right side, and it looks to me like Busamer's out there, number 2, in a split end position on the right. And it's a direct snap this time to Rice. And Rice, after all that, all he's able to do is get back to the line of scrimmage. He may have lost a yard. I'm waiting to, the ball is down on the ground at the 43, so it's a loss of 2 on the carry by Rice off that Wildcat formation, and that means 3rd down and 6 Raiders at the Kettering 43-yard line. Well, how about Justin Whitehorn tonight? Hopefully I'll have a couple of minutes at halftime. We can total up his tally, or tally his total. As Busamra drops deep, fires deep, incomplete. Incomplete, trying to get it to Rice, but right there was Hamler for Kettering, number 18. And he broke it up. And so just like that, it's 4th down. 4th down and 6. And although the Raiders are in a huddle here, we know Busamra can kick it away and has at times. Let's see what the Raiders are thinking about here. Well, just a full house backfield look. They tried to get him to jump, and they did. But I think they need 6. I think this is going to turn out to be 4th and 1 now after the quarterback, Jacob Busamra, cannily, with great canny, got Kettering to jump. That 5-yard walk-off moves the football to the 38-yard line. And now, instead of 4th and 6, it's 4th and 1. Maybe a little less than 1. The line to gain is officially the 37, but really it's just a foot or so beyond where it is right now. Whitehorn up, they got 1st down and so much more. Oh, they grab onto his shoulder pad, or he would have scored. I'll tell you what, Andrew Gayton for the Captains got a hold of him. The ball came loose at the end, but it was on the ground. No fumble, or else Whitehorn was going to get away. He was going to escape and score, but Gayton able to bring him down and give that kid a lot of credit. Not easy to bring Whitehorn down under any circumstances, but when you just got one hand on him, wow. That is a 24-yard carry for Whitehorn. Another 1st down for the Raiders. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the Captain's 14-yard line. They fake the give to Whitehorn. Pass deep into the end zone, diving attempt, and it's just off the fingertips, and it falls incomplete. Busamra was trying to get it to Aaron Rice. And there's what I'm talking about if you get a chance to see that number 72 coming into the shot there. One of the offensive linemen, the left tackle, Julian Hampton, ran all the way down the field there to pick up the football so the referee would not have to handle it. And then North Farmington's center, number 67, Philip Lucas, spots the ball correctly at the 14 where it is 2nd down and 10. Whitehorn putting on a show for us here tonight at Holland Field. Got to be over 100 yards. Well, maybe not got to be, but I'll bet he is. Like I said, we'll have a chance here to track the. Oh, it's a touchdown. Another touchdown by Whitehorn. Put 14 more on the total. Give Whitehorn his 2nd touchdown of the night, his 7th of the season, and give the Raiders a 23-0 lead with 4:19 to go. 4:19 to go here before halftime. And the Raiders in great shape, looking to pull away a little bit now. Whitehorn with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, his 6th of the season. And again, North Farmington goes down the field and they score. This is going to be a 57-yard drive. It's a fake. Busamra rolling left on that fake, throws across his body, and it goes incomplete. Rice wanted a flag. They always do. He's not going to get one. And the 2-point conversion is no good. So the Raiders, remember, they blocked that field goal. It was Rice who recovered at the 43-yard line. And 9 plays later, the Raiders are in the end zone. A 57-yard, 9-play drive in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. In 2:35, so quick drives. The last touchdown drive, it took the Raiders a minute 18 to go 69 yards in 5. This time they go 57 in 9, and it took them 2:35. And they've got the lead here, 23-0, after the 2-point conversion was thwarted. Part of me thinks the reason that Coach Herstein went for 2 there is just so the guys would have some practice on that particular play. Now remember, the last time the Raiders kicked off, they appeared to have successfully recovered an onside kick, but they caught the ball in midair. And the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, well, that must have been the reason. That must have been the illegality involved. although it may have been a case where Kettering signaled for the fair catch, so it was a fair catch violation. At any rate, this time Sam Body booms it, and you can't return a football in high school when it's kicked into the end zone, so that's the safest way to take care of things. And with 4:19 left to go here in the half, Waterford Kettering will take over at their own 20-yard line. Rich Kincaid with you here tonight on the microphone. And we told you Jim Sturdy in the control booth with Vanessa O'Connor. Sean McGuckin's running the show just a few hundred yards away at Holland Field. We got Nathan Cromwell and Sam Fisher and Emily Arrow all on cameras for us tonight on a lovely, albeit a little bit chilly, fall evening here in Oakland County, Michigan. Thomas, nice little run for DeMaja Thomas. All the way out to the, well, they're going to spot him at the 35, so give him a gain of 15. And a Kettering first down. But they're down now by 23 points. There's DeMaja Thomas. This time, Rue over the middle. I can't be sure if he undershot his Eric Kraft or if he rather undershot number 21 Andrew Geithner, or overshot number 19 Eric Kraft. But it is incomplete. And it is second down and 10. These two teams is trotting off the field down below us is Logan Kedgebo, number 11. Pardon me. These two teams were to have played one another back on August 28th. It would have been the opening night of the season. It was supposed to be Raiders at Captains, North Farmington at Waterford. But, of course, those early season games were wiped out due to the pandemic. Now they're playing. There's a fumble for no reason. Sometimes you see that happen. It's always a little bit surprising, but DeMaja Thomas able to fall on the ball, which just came out of his hands. So it's a fumble recovery, and it's a loss of a yard, and it's third and 11. So they didn't play on opening night, but they are playing tonight. And for one of these teams, it's going to be the season finale. That's how the playoffs work, right? Win or go home. It's, you see the at the top of the screen. You might think, well, it's 3rd and 1, but in point of fact, it's 3rd down and 11. The line to gain the 45. Caleb Rue has a man open across the way, and it's caught for a first down. And a nice stick by Aaron Rice to put Zarek Zelensky on the turf. Zelensky is the grandson of John Harrington, the greatest coach in Michigan high school history. What can you say other than that? That is a totally accurate statement. And the coach's grandson picks up 14 and a first down. First down play will just get him a yard to the 49. Talking to Coach Herstein about Coach Harrington today. He's on the staff here at North Farmington, as you know. 79 years old, having completed a 49-year run at Harrison High School, the winningest coach in Michigan high school history, 13 state championships. And Coach Herstein said he's doing great. There's a guy wide open across the way, and this is going to be another first down for Kettering. Busamra got there and knocked the receiver, Andrew Gayton, out of bounds, but not until Gayton is to the 35-yard line for a 14-yard pickup and a first down. Coach John Herstein told us one of the things that they're careful about, and they should be, is that they take great pains, great care not to see to it that Coach Harrington isn't infected. Coach and I share that particular comorbidity because we're plus 60. But Coach Harrington still involved, still a part of the program at 79 years of age. So we have a timeout down on the field. While we do, I'm just going to, on a personal note, happy birthday today to my wife. And she is not unaccustomed to me being at a sporting event on her birthday. She is tremendous, and I'm going to tell you a story about her. A few years ago, Harrison was in the playoffs. It was the state semifinal at a neutral site at Howell, right? They're playing the Muskegon Monteshers, and a win puts the Hawks in Ford Field in the state championship game. I had been in the hospital that week. I caught pneumonia. I was sick, and I got let out on Friday, and the game was the next day, Saturday. And I got up Saturday morning, and I said to Jeannie, I've got to go call this game. People are depending on me, and a lot of wives would give you a hard time. You can't go. Jeannie just looked up and said, "What do you need me to do?" So she helped me get the gear into the car. She's unbelievable. So I'm a happily married guy, and happy birthday to my wife. All right, 1st and 10 for a Kettering team that's on the move now, and they're going to be in the red zone as Justin Bryant is fortunately there to bring down Andrew Guyton, or else he'd have scored right there. I'm wondering if there's a flag on the play. No, there's not. Ball spotted down at the 8-yard line, where it's 1st and goal. So that was a 17-yard, 27-yard pickup just a moment ago on that pass to Gayton. 1st and goal, Kettering at the Raider 8-yard line. We're under 2 minutes to go in the half, 1:50, clock running. And the Raiders have been pushed back. First trip into the red zone for Kettering tonight. The pitch comes to the near side, and muscling in is Zane Grant into the end zone for Kettering. He bounced off Aaron Rice, and into the end zone he went. And Zane Grant scores the touchdown with 1:35 left to go in the half. And Kettering is on the board. They trail now 23-6. Boy, they put together an impressive 80-yard drive right there. Grant with an 8-yard touchdown run. Time for the extra point. Chris Sanford looking to put it through. A little trouble on that snap, but he gets the kick away, and it is good. So it's 23-7 now with 1:35 left in the half. So it took them only 2:35, Kettering, to go 80 yards in 8 plays. And that's an impressive drive no matter how you chop it up, no matter how you slice and dice, right? And they did it primarily through the air as Caleb Rue led him downfield. He had, 15-yard pass, 14-yard pass, 14-yard pass. 27 on that little dump off to Gayton. So 80 yards in 8 plays. And the Raider lead is has been cut to 16 as Kettering is on the board for the first time tonight. Sanford squibbing it down there, and the Raiders content just to lay on the football at the 32 or 33-yard line. No sense having a loose football bouncing around down there. That counts as an onside kick, as you know. Justin Bryant not interested in fumbling, not interested in turning the football over, so he just recovers it, falls on it at the 32, and the Raiders go 1st and 10 from there. They've got the lead, but instead of a 23-point lead, now it's a 16-point lead. Whitehorn on 1st down. Gets it to the 2nd level, as he so often does, or at least so often has here tonight. Let's stick with the first statement, as he so often does. He's out to the 38-yard line. It's 6 more for Whitehorn. You know what? They give him 5 on that carry. 5-yard gain to the 37-yard line, and a timeout down on the field. First of the night being used by John Herstein and his North Farmington Raiders. This is Coach Herstein's second career playoff game. The Raiders, after an undefeated season last year, 9-0, ran into U of D Jesuit here at Holland Field on the opening round of the playoffs, and Jesuit knocked them off in what was a physical game. It was a nasty football game. Okay, I'll stand by that statement. Raiders suffered a key injury early on. We weren't wild about seeing the Jesuit kids jumping around, like, happy about it. But at any rate, they won the game. Then we will recall the following week, UD Jesuit went to Farmington High School and ended the Falcons season. 2nd down and 5 here, a minute 27 left in the half. 23-7 Raiders. From the gun, Busamra got all the time in the world. Throws it deep, way downfield, but out of the reach of Jasper Beeler. 3rd and 5. It's an interesting situation here with a minute 21 left to go in the half, right? The Raiders, say on an incomplete pass here, would give the ball back to Kettering. Presumably they'd punt in this situation. They'd give the ball back to Kettering, and Kettering would have time to get more points on the board. Kettering's got 2 timeouts left. Well, both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. 3rd down and 5, Raiders from their own 37. Busamra, blitz coming. Throws the screen. Whitehorn will get that first. 45-50, going to get a lot more. 45-40, jukes a man, busts through a tackle, down to the 31-yard line, 32-yard line. Goes from his own 37 to the opponent 32. And that's 41 yards. And another Raider first down. They've got it 1st and 10 now in Kettering territory at the 32. 1st and 10 after that big pickup, 41 yards. Busamra to Whitehorn. And Busamra back to the air. And this time he finds Beeler in stride inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal to go for the Raiders. Tackle made down there by Connor McCarty of Kettering. And the Raiders come quickly to the line of scrimmage. The ball spotted on the 10. So it is not goal. I don't think it is goal to go. Right there on the 10. Little dump off to Beeler again, and he goes dancing out of bounds. As soon as he catches the ball, he's out at the 7. Pass to Beeler this time picks up 3. So Beeler with a 22-yard catch and now a 3-yard catch. 1st and goal from the 10. 2nd and goal now from the 7. Well, we were talking just a moment ago about Kettering maybe getting the ball back with a chance to cut into the Raiders' lead. But North Farmington converts that 3rd and 5 on the screen pass to Whitehorn, who ended up picking up 41 yards. And now, goal to go for the Raiders. 2nd down and goal right here. Whitehorn on the left side, cuts it back up inside, muscling towards the goal line, muscling into the end zone. Whitehorn, Justin Whitehorn, the senior running back, has scored his 3rd touchdown of the football game, his 8th of the season, and the Raiders go back on top by 22. It's 29-7, point pending, and the Raiders get on the board late, just 40 seconds to go in the half. And the story is number 22, Justin Whitehorn. He's been the story all night for the Raiders. 3 rushing touchdowns so far. And the Raiders answer after Kettering scores. Sambati's extra point is through the uprights and good. And it is North Farmington 30, and Waterford Kettering 7. Maybe a backbreaker right there. Kettering had to be thinking on that 3rd and 5 for the Raiders at their own 37-yard line. Hey, we got a chance right here to get that ball back, and maybe we can pull even closer after they had scored late in the half. But no, the Raiders' Whitehorn picks up that first down and oh so much more on a 41-yard screen pass. And the Raiders take it into the end zone. And you see that's all you need to know. 40 seconds left to go in the half, and the Raiders are way out in front again. 23 points the lead for North Farmington after that most recent scoring drive. It took them just 45 seconds to drive the football, 67 yards for a score. 7-yard touchdown run by Whitehorn. So 3 touchdowns tonight for Justin Whitehorn. The ensuing kickoff bouncing around to the 10-yard line. It's going to be brought back by Kettering this time. Not a bad little return there by Zarek Zelensky. Check, was that Guyton number 21? It was. My apologies. That was Andrew Gayton on the return out to the 24. Kettering taking over with 32 seconds left to go. But a 30-7 lead here for North Farmington. Caleb Rude's intercepted across the way. Bryant would have walked that into the end zone, but he was tackled immediately by the intended receiver, Zarek Zelensky. That's Coach Harrington's grandson, and he actually made a pretty good play right there to save his team a touchdown, because stepping in front of the pass was Justin Bryant, and Justin Bryant, number 4, he comes up with the interception. It's the second turnover of the half by Kettering. North Farmington with 26 seconds to go. First down and 10. First down and 10, North Farmington at the 27. Oh boy. You talk about a game turning around in a hurry. Pass incomplete, intended for Beeler, number 3. There you take a look at Jasper Beeler. He'll be back next year. He's a junior. He had a huge play on that just completed scoring drive as he caught a ball for 22 yards to make it 1st and 10, then able to catch another pass on the next play and get out of bounds in a hurry to stop that clock. Raiders with 2 timeouts remaining. 22 seconds left in the half. The Raiders with a big lead, looking to increase that lead on the opening night of the playoffs. Busamra steps up into the pocket, delivers it into the end zone, but a little miscommunication there. Beeler had cut inside on a post pattern, and the throw came outside and falls into unoccupied space, incomplete. Connor McCarty, number 11 for Kettering, was on coverage. So 3rd down, 10 to go. For the Raiders at the Kettering 27-yard line. How about that? Raiders answering that Kettering score, and that, in my mind, is the, I wouldn't call it it's not a play, but it's the biggest moment, that scoring drive, the biggest moment of this football game to this point. And now, hoping to take advantage of a turnover to add even more. It's going to be Whitehorn. He's got the seam. He's inside the 15. He's down to the 10-yard line and inside of the 10-yard line. It's an 18-yard carry down to the 9-yard line by Whitehorn. It's a first down Farmington. A dozen seconds to go in the half as the Raiders use timeout number 2. So it's going to be first and goal to go for the Raiders. A lot of lines down there, aren't there? They put the ball at the 10. So officially a 17-yard carry that time by Whitehorn. And now the Raiders are in a position here where certainly they could call upon Massimo Sambati to give them 3 more. Well within his range. It would be on a field goal, you take the line of scrimmage and he adds 17 yards to it, and that's how long the field goal is, right? 7 yards from the line of scrimmage to the holder and 10 yards from the goal line to the end line of the end zone where the goalpost is. So right now we're talking 27-yard field goal. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's first down, goal to go for the Raiders at the 10. The only running back is Whitehorn. He does not get a handoff. He's in the block pass into the end zone. I think it's caught. I think it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. It's Aaron Rice in the corner of the end zone with the reception with 6 seconds left in the half. And how about that? Aaron Rice with the 10-yard touchdown pass from Jacob Busamra. And the Raiders move into a 36-7 lead. Oh, my. But just when it looked like Kettering might get back into this thing, the Raiders stomp on it with back-to-back scores in the final 2 minutes. Sambati's extra point up, and it looks good to me. Looks good to the officials as well. And it is 37-7 in favor of North Farmington with 6 seconds left in the half. Rice with a 10-yard scoring pass from Busamra to make it 37-7. I'm going to look at my statistical package provided me so thoughtfully by Mr. Rice. And for Aaron Rice, his 5th touchdown of the season. That was a nifty little scoring drive by North Farmington as they took over with 26 seconds to go. So it took them 20 seconds and 4 plays. And just 6 seconds left in the half. And now the Raiders up by 30 points. Well, they've been impressive tonight. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but if you've got a lead of 30 at the half, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Sambati booming it away. Going to be returned here, and this will likely run out the time in the half. Nope, they're going to stop the clock with 1 second left. Gayton on that return out to the 27-yard line. So the now the clock reads 0. Now it's back to 1. Okay. It said 1, then it went to 0. Now it's back to 1. So Kettering, the captains, will run a play here, presumably. Yeah, they're coming back out onto the field. So they're going to have to run a play. And you never know what could happen, right? I mean, most of the time you'd expect that you'd take a knee, but geez, you're down 30 points. You're thinking maybe, what do we got to lose? So there we go. There's a halftime here at Holland Field. The Kettering captains will head for their locker room at the south end. The Raiders, their locker room just off the field on the north end. And a very impressive first half of play there by the North Farmington Raiders, as they're going to outscore the guests from Kettering 23-7 in the second quarter and take a 30-7 lead at halftime. The story of that first half, we kept calling his name over and over, and just a couple more times for good measure. Justin Whitehorn, the senior running back, will total up. He's well over 100 yards. He scored 3 touchdowns in that first half of play, and the Raiders with 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 through the air, a touchdown pass from Jacob Busamer to Aaron Rice, and a field goal, a 31-yarder by Massimo Sambati, and that accounts for your score. It is 37-7 in favor of the Raiders, as they're looking oh so good here tonight. In the postseason, we've told the Raiders coming into play tonight, and there was a chance that all because of that forfeit last week, which was a power problem. It's not like the Raiders didn't want to play the Birmingham Seaholm squad, the Maples, but the power went out about 15 minutes before kickoff. We're sitting here getting ready to go. I think I was yelling at a production assistant because they had not separated out the green M&Ms from my candy dish in the dressing room, something like that. We're getting all set to get on the air, and all of a sudden the power went out in our studios, and it went out across the parking lot at Holland Field, and we waited around. Now, the original word was we were going to wait until 9 o'clock, and then they would make a decision on whether or not to play that game. But maybe 8:10, certainly before 8:15, the decision was made to cancel the game. There was some talk they'd try to play it on Saturday. That didn't happen. It went down as a forfeit against North Farmington. And when I was talking with Coach Herstein, I asked him if he knew what time the power came back on, and he said 8:52. 8:52, about a half an hour after I left, after a lot of people left. And originally, again, the word was they were going to wait until 9 o'clock, and it turned out that had they waited until 9 o'clock, we'd have played a game last Friday night. But the power went out, so they didn't. And so as a result of that, instead of having the opportunity to be a 4-2 regular season team, the Raiders, saddled with the forfeit loss, were instead 3-3. And I was thinking that might cost them the opportunity to host a playoff game. It turned out it didn't. At 3-3, they're obviously at home here tonight against Waterford Kettering, and they've got pretty good control, to say the least, of this football game here tonight. Again, the Raiders getting on the board on their first drive of the night, midway through the first quarter with 7:26 left to go in it, as they drove 68 yards in 9 plays and punched it in from a yard out. The thing notable, it wasn't Whitehorn who scored the touchdown. That would not be the case as we move deeper into the football game, because in the second quarter, Whitehorn with not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdown runs to account for 20 of the Raiders' points. It didn't miss an extra point somewhere along the way. Sambati got the Raiders on the board for the first time in the second quarter with a 31-yard field goal. There was also, just before halftime, a 10-yard touchdown pass by Jacob Busamer to Aaron Rice to complete that first half scoring. Kettering had gotten on the board with 1:35 to go in the half, as they drove nicely an 80-yard, 8-play drive, and they just went right down the field. The first time tonight that they'd made significant inroads against the Raider defense, but they got on the board on an 8-yard touchdown run by Grant. And with the extra point, at that point, it was a 23-7 game, a 16-point differential. And you're thinking, well, it's late in the half, and there was North Farmington on the ensuing kickoff facing a 3rd and 5 at their own 37-yard line. And you're thinking, and I said on the air, if they don't pick up this first down, let's say it's an incomplete pass, there would have been about 1 minute and 20 seconds left for Kettering to maybe come down the field and score again. And maybe we're looking at a 23-14 game here at halftime. Just speculation, of course, but it was mooted when Whitehorn took a little screen pass and motored 41 yards all the way, deep into to Kettering territory, and just a couple of plays after that, Whitehorn was in the end zone. And that made it 30-7, and then Kettering trying to get something going in the final minute and a half. Their quarterback, Caleb Brew, threw an interception, and it was picked off down there by Justin Bryant, and the Raiders were back in business at the Kettering 27-yard line. And they were able to punch it in from there. And again, it was Whitehorn with the touchdown, his 8-yard scoring jaunt, putting North Farmington, instead of being up by maybe 14 at halftime, or 9, or whatever it might have been, right? They're up by 30 again, having scored the 14 points there late in the half. So that's the situation here. At halftime, I think what we'll do, we'll try to see if we can get a score on that Farmington's Falcons game. They're on the road tonight in Division I against Sterling Heights Stevenson. No, frankly, nobody looking for a lot from Farmington. They've been through a rebuilding season, and they are on the road to open the playoffs tonight at Sterling Heights Stevenson. We'll, as we say, try to get you a score on that game. The Falcons during the regular season this year, you hate even to almost to bring it up, but they were outscored 231-60. So they, a young football team, as their coach Corey Soroch just said prior to the start of the season, a young team. Just had a couple of guys coming back with varsity experience and a lot to learn, and they've taken their lumps in learning those lessons. Outscored 231-60, and they're on the road tonight against a 5-1 Division I Sterling Heights Stevenson team. We'll try to see how that one's coming along. Elsewhere in the OAA White, in the playoffs as they begin tonight, Groves is at Avondale, Sterling Heights is at Seaholm, and Adams is at Rochester. Meanwhile, Stony Creek, which won the OAA White with that perfect record of 6-0, they've been rewarded for their efforts with a bye. And you'll remember Stony, we had him on TV 10 here at North Farmington the second week of the season. They had that kid score the 6 touchdowns in the game, and they pasted the Raiders right here in the home opener for North Farmington, 42-14 earlier on this season. And the following week, they beat Farmington even worse, beat them 55-0 at Stony. So North Farmington and Farmington, I should say the district, is all too familiar with the Stony Creek Cougars, who've had a breakout season this year, 6-0, and a first-round bye in the playoffs. We've mentioned a few times tonight that the winner of this game advances in the postseason. Most likely will play at Fenton in round 2, and we say most likely because Fenton is hosting Walled Lake Central tonight. That is a battle of an undefeated team, the Fenton Tigers, against a winless Walled Lake Central team, 0-6. And so you have to figure, I mean, yeah, we play the games, etc., but you have to figure Fenton will win. And if they do, they would have the most playoff points in the bracket heading into week 2. So they would, by virtue of that, host a home game. So they would be home 1 week from tonight, Fenton, against the winner of this game, North Farmington or Waterford Kettering. Okay? So that kind of gets us up to date here. As we're at halftime, we don't have marching band for you here tonight. We're saddened a little bit by that. We do enjoy the atmosphere. We certainly understand the circumstances, so it's not unusual for marching bands to not to perform during the playoffs because not everybody realizes it, but marching band does not exist just to put on a show at halftime of football games. They are a competitive unit of their own. They compete in marching band competitions around the state, and their championship is held at Ford Field, just like the high school football teams hold theirs. So it may be that they've got a competition coming up. It may be just caution with respect to the ongoing COVID-19 situation. But whatever, we wish we were able to bring you the Raider marching band tonight. Unfortunately, we cannot, and so we won't see them again until the fall of 2021. So to the seniors and to all and really the parents too. I was a band parent once. So I know firsthand the sacrifices that the kids make. I know firsthand the sacrifices that other parents make. It's not like I was going to do it. But I mean, really, it takes a lot of involvement from the family and from the young people themselves. So if we had a hat to toss, we'd tip it to them for their efforts. We wish they could be with us here tonight. All right, I need to take a break. All right, so I will. We're 5, 6, 7 minutes away from the start of the third quarter. It is North Farmington on a late charge, way out in front of Waterford Kettering by a score of 30-7. So I will stand down, and we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes to bring you the second half of action. The Raiders leading the Captains once again by that halftime score of 37-7.
Did one here last year. I don't know if he's coming back this year. But he might have a huddle. Well, what's got to happen here? Then it's all eyes. We beat Trenton and then maybe beat Wall Lake after that. Then it should be a damage. Maybe I need to call Brick. That's a big man.
Ladies and gentlemen, North Farmington High School and the NMHSAA encourages everyone to wear cloth face coverings when out in public to slow the spread of COVID-19. Face coverings are meant to protect you and especially others you come in contact with. Mask up to stop the spread.
reports on time, you can say, oh, thank you, this job, guys. If not, you know that we struggle down here trying to get all this stuff time. You know, I think we can't bring cell phones. No e-quiz, no cell phone. Oh, yeah. That's how they got him, too. Oh, right here, number 40. Right here. Right here. The right hand. Just put the phone on.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Ron Holland Field, 37-7. The Raiders lead at the break over the visitors from Waterford, Kettering, and it certainly looks like the Raiders are headed into round 2 of the playoffs. They always ask me, Rich, how do you do it, these high school football games? I'll show you what's going on here. This was the way it would be if I were in a broadcast booth. See, I've got, normally this would be called a two-deep, as you have the players listed at their position. Normally you would have backups. This is only a one deep. This is the starting lineup for the Raiders on offense and defense. So we use that for player identification. This is just a staple. If I've got nothing else, I put together both teams' rosters, and I have to I have to put it into a larger font, frankly. You know, I can't see at 12 anymore, so I've got the numbers and the names in about a 16-point font, and I'm referring to that probably more than anything else. I've heard talk that some announcers use something called a spotter, or someone called a spotter. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. I've always worked by myself. And so that's how I do it. I'm looking at the names. I don't have the ability to memorize numbers. I remember the first hockey game I ever called when it was 30 years ago, and I thought I'd be outstanding. I thought I'd be unbelievable. I thought I'd be great. You know, I grew up in Detroit. I watched Hockey Night in Canada, watched the Red Wings. What could go wrong? And I was just dreadful. It turns out I don't have a memory for memorizing numbers, so I always have to look at a sheet. You know what saved my life as the second half begins? I was listening to Bruce Martin, the legendary Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Red Wings, as Kettering will start the second half with the first possession and out beyond the 25-yard line of North Farmington. I was doing the Flint Spirits in the International Hockey League. We were the New York Rangers' top farm club. Mike Richter, you might have heard of him, Hall of Fame goaltender. He was our goalie, all right? We had a few guys that wanted to play for the New York Rangers on that team. I'm driving home one night early in the season from the Flint IME Sports Arena, and I flip on a Red Wings game, and it's Bruce Martin calling it, and he must have gone 10, 12 minutes without mentioning ever a single opposing name, all right? And I gleaned from that, as we have a pitcher to Thomas around the left side of Grant, make it number 2, and Grant spun out of bounds at the 30. At any rate, after that, I stopped worrying so much about who was playing for the Fort Wayne Comets, right? Or the, what was the Port Huron? Kalamazoo K-Wings, right? Muskegon's team. I can't even remember what they're called. At any rate, and just focused on my own players, and it made it a lot easier. And I think to an extent, I tend to do that even today. But anyways, that's how I'm able, as best we can, to bring you player identifications, which is a lot of the battle right there. It's going to be third and about 3. The line to gain will be the 42, and on that last carry by Zane Grant, the ball out to the 34-yard line. If I said anything different, I mean to say the line to gain is the 37. So third down and 3 here for Waterford Kettering, their first second half possession. They trail this one 37-30 to the Raiders of North Farmington. Under pressure, the pass is delivered deep downfield. The home run ball, and it's caught down there by Zarek Zelensky. Coach Harrington's grandson comes into Coach Harrington's stadium and burns them big time, all the way down to the 28-yard line for a first down. It's one of those situations where it takes me a minute to figure out how many yards on the play. It was 38 yards. To Zelensky and Waterford. Kettering, first and 10 now. In plus territory at the Raider 28. Another deep ball, and this one goes incomplete. Justin Beeler on coverage again. The intended receiver was Zelensky. Well, Kettering, you figure they've got to throw deep. They've got to throw the football. Trailing as they are by 30 points here at Howland Field. Now, I don't know if it's just happening here or if it's a worldwide event, but we're having a little trouble on the Twitter. And so I'm having a little trouble getting out-of-town scores. So we will just continue to say that the winner of this game likely will be at Fenton in round 2 of the playoffs next week, because Fenton, a 6-0 team, is playing one of the Walled Lakes, who finished the regular season at 0-6. Which Walled Lake is it, Rich? I keep forgetting. Central. Walled Lake Central at 0-6. Rich, is that Walled Lake Central team in the same conference, the Lakes Valley Conference, as Kettering? They are. And they finished last with that 0-6 record. Lakeland won the Lakes Valley Conference this year, 6-0. Walled Lake Western and South Line East were all 4-2. Mott 2-3. Walled Lake Northern and this Kettering team were 2-5, and Milford was 1-5, and that brings you up to date on the Lakes Valley Conference. I remember when I was going to high school at Farmington High School back in the early 70s. Remember, class of 73 rules, everybody. That's just the way it is. We played in something called the Western Lakes Conference, and I think some of these teams, the Waterford Motts and such, were in that league. I'm going to call that a catch down there. It looked incomplete from where I'm sitting, but all the officials got such a better view than I do. That is a completed pass for a first down to the 16-yard line. So Kettering first drive of the second half, and they're on the march all the way down to the Raider 16-yard line in the red zone, trailing it 37-7. Rich Kincaid on the mic tonight with our TV10 crew, and is likely our final football broadcast of the season. It's tough to go on the road in the playoffs. The bring down here by Busabra, but almost certainly a face mask, as the tackle was affected on Tayshawn Johnson, but I'm not convinced that there was not face mask involved there based on the way Tayshawn went down in a hurry. So I think it's just a grab on penalty here, and that'll be half the distance to goal. Yep, there's the face mask call by our referee, Bill Coggins. Half the distance should make it first and goal at the 8 by the time the ball is spotted. So, first down and goal to go now for Kettering. This is exactly, of course, obviously what they wanted to do, getting the ball to start the second half and moving right down the field. The official line of scrimmage actually is the 7. First and goal at the 7. And back into frame comes number 8, Caleb Rue, senior quarterback for Waterford Kettering. Fumbles the snap, picks it up, has the time, deep to the end zone, and out of the end zone. It goes incomplete. Samra doing a good job covering Andrew Gayton. Gayton just ran out of field. So second down, goal to go, Kettering at the Raider 6-yard line. At any rate, we in all likelihood, 90+% chance. This is our last broadcast of the year. As always, I was trying to figure it out. I think this is the 14th year I've done this. My daughter was in 8th grade, so I think it's the 14th year. I think I started in 2007. Dean Cobb hiring me. What a guy. There's a reason it's the Dean and Sue Cobb Auditorium here at North Farmington High School. They're legendary. Touchdown, Kettering. It's Harris. No, it's not a catch. You see the ball laying in the end zone. That's why it's not a catch. I thought Eric Kraft had caught that football. I thought he'd beaten Richard Harris, number 5 for North Farmington, on to coverage, and perhaps he did, but the pass fell incomplete. So third and goal for Kettering at the 7-yard line. It has obviously been the strangest of all seasons for us. You can tell that just by the fact I'm working out of the TV10 studio and not up in the press box at Holland Field. But everybody has I can't think of anything that's not a cliche, gone the extra mile and bent over backwards, all the rest of it, to put this together so I can work in the studio. I talk about Coach Harrington being 79 and having comorbidities, and I got a few of those myself. I don't think I would have gone to the booth. I just don't think it would. That pass incomplete. It is out of bounds. So it's fourth and goal. They had first and goal, 3 straight incomplete passes by Caleb Rue. So fourth and goal from the 7. Problem with it is I keep these notes is I write 4-G for goal, and so the yard line 7, but my G looks like a 6, so it's throwing me off sometimes. Mr. McLean back at Flanders Elementary School warned me about this back in 4th grade and in 5th grade. I know you don't like it, but you got to pay attention to it. Pitch out. Coming to Thomas. Stopped in the backfield. Busabra. Jacob Busabra. He'll throw a touchdown. He'll throw an opponent for a loss. An 8-yard loss. And the Raiders are going to have the football. They keep Kettering off the board, make it a 7-yard loss. They keep Kettering off the scoreboard. And North Farmington will take over with 8:50 left to go in the third, leading 37-7. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line. A huge play by Jacob Busabra. He was one-on-one with the ball carrier, and the ball carrier lost. Busabra doesn't even leave the field, just hands to Whitehorn. Whitehorn able to bounce off a tackle and another, and he finally goes out of bounds close to the line to gain. Sterling Heights Stevenson with a 41-0 lead over Farmington High School tonight. They've gone to the fourth quarter at Sterling Heights Stevenson. This was to be expected. Whitehorn marked down at the 21-yard line, so Justin Whitehorn picks up another 7 yards, and it's 2nd down and 3 from the 21. And I had Whitehorn with 239 total yards in that first half. I believe he was near 200 yards rushing, but he also had caught a screen pass and went for a 41-yard play. And to be honest, I am not 100% sure on those numbers. But I am 100% sure that he's having a heck of a night. He picks up 2 right there. First down, Raiders at the 23. That's all they want to do now is ball possess. We're at 8:20, clock running here at Holland Field. The Raiders leading this football game by 30 points over the visitors from Kettering. Whitehorn again able to turn the corner. He's all the way out past the 45-yard line to the 46. And it's a gain of 23 for Whitehorn. I'm just hearing somebody saying he might get 300, and they're right. He might. He's having a tremendous night, a remarkable night. Times like this, you wonder what the school record would be. You know, it's hard to keep records through the ages, right? This is actually the 60th season, if you think about it, of Raiders football. There it goes again, Whitehorn, and what's that, 8 yards, 9 yards? Let's see where they put the football before we speculate. It's either going to be the 46 or the 45. And again, it all depends on whether or not a part of the ball is touching the 46. It is. So he goes from 46 to 46, so that's a gain of 8, and it's 2nd down and 2. So it's easy to look up who has the career record for yards at a game for the Detroit Lions or the Michigan State Spartans or the Michigan Wolverines. Not so easy at the high school level, but I'll tell you what, tonight, Justin Whitehorn, in all likelihood, playing his last game at Ron Howland Field, is putting up a game for the ages. There's no question about that. I was thinking about that, too. Both these teams, the Raiders and the Captains, well, they opened the same year. They began playing football the same year. That year was 1961. So that makes this the 60th season as the Raiders are going to pick up a first down on penalty here. Get 5 yards on that infraction. And now it's 1st and 10 Raiders at the 41-yard line. And I think in all the tribulations that this year has wrought, I think we just forgot that this is indeed the 60th year of Raider football. But I'll tell you what, next fall, 2021, it'll be the 60-year anniversary of the birth of Raider football, and we should celebrate it then. That's Tayshawn Matthews, number 21, as for the first time tonight, they give a little rest to Justin Whitehorn. And on that play, Matthews, no gain. (1961). I was attending Middlebelt Elementary School. There's Whitehorn back in the little jump cut to the 35, gain of 6. 3rd and 4 from the 35. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm in a race here to not run out of water. I don't know what is going on here, but my mouth is dry, remarkably so. It's something you don't think about unless you happen to be doing something like this. There's a man open in the flat. It's Aaron Rice, and he dekes once and tried to get past another man. Couldn't quite do it. But he's got first down yardage again, a 14-yard gain on the pass to Rice, and a first down for North Farmington. And Aaron Rice is having quite a night of his own. He's got a touchdown catch in this one. Raiders with a 37-7 lead as we hit 5:20 to go. Clock running here in the third quarter. And this is as well put together as I've seen the Raider team this season, and what a time to get yourself well put together. Whitehorn, he looked like he was going to be dumped at the line. Nuh-uh. Inside the 5-yard line. He's upset. You see that? He's upset.
Brought down by Tayshawn Johnson.
Justin Whitehorn upset that he didn't get the ball into the end zone. He's down at the 6. It's 15 more. 15 more for Justin Whitehorn. My goodness, what a night. First and a goal. Raiders, and you see the football at the 6-yard line. And they're looking. This drive began back at the 15-yard line. It's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of yardage. Yeah, give it to Whitehorn. This time you can't escape. Down at the bottom of the pile is Jordan Hamler for Kettering, number 18. And it is he responsible as much as anybody else for stopping Justin in the backfield. So number 71, Cooper Trey there for Kettering as well. Damaja Thomas, outstanding running back for Kettering and doing a good job here on defense. But right now, tonight, as we say, the Raiders are hitting on all of the cylinders. And that's no 4-cylinder operation down there either. So John Herstein, about 16 minutes away from his first ever playoff victory. John Herstein in his second year as head coach of the North Farmington Raiders after apprenticing for 9 seasons over there at Harrison. He had Harrington to watch over him. I thought the Raiders jumped. There is no flag. Pass into the end zone. Jump ball. Touchdown, Aaron Rice. His second of the football game. Aaron Rice goes up and gets a 6-yard touchdown toss from Jacob Busamra. And Rice with his second of the football game. His 6th touchdown reception of the season. And with 3:42 left to go in the third, the Raiders are on top by 36. The point is pending. Good snap. The kick is on the way, and it's through the uprights, and it's good. And it was kicked through by a number 17, Massimo Zambati. I've got him on the roster as number 18. Maybe he switched jerseys. Maybe that's somebody else. I don't know. But the point's good. That is the point. And it is 44-7 in favor of the Raiders with 3:42 to go in the third. And now we're in a running clock situation here at Holland Field. And the Raiders have scored 21 unanswered points since Kettering got on the board with 1:35 left in the first half. And it was such a nice drive by Kettering, 80 yards in 8 plays. It took them 2.5 minutes, 2:35. And you're a little concerned because when they scored, it was a 16-point game, 23-7. And so you're thinking, well, it's not over. But the Raiders came back and scored 2 touchdowns before the half was over. They scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute and 29 seconds. And their lead at halftime was 37-7. And now after Kettering got off to an impressive drive to begin the third quarter, drove all the way down, had a goal-to-go situation at the Raiders' 7. But the Raiders able to stop him on 4th down on that tackle for loss by Jacob Busamra and then just give the ball to Justin Whitehorn and watch good things happen. That's what they did. The drive culminated, the 85-yard drive culminated in the touchdown pass to Rice. Going to get decent yardage on the return, pretty much. Good field position at any rate. As bounced out of bounds is Eric Kraft. I'm just going over the statistics from the last drive. Took them 5:08 to score this time. As they go those 85 yards, I'm going to count up now. Bear with me. 8 plays, 85 and 8. So another another good-looking scoring drive by the Raiders. Kettering taking over here at the 38, 1st and 10.
Brought there by Dean Grant. Tackler is led by
And they'll pick up a first down on first down all the way out to midfield. Gain of 12 and a first down, and tell you what, we may have a running clock going on here with a 37-point differential, but Kettering is still giving all that they've got to give, and you give them credit for that. And here are the Raiders stuffing a running play. That's Carson Roberts, number 66, anchoring that defensive line, along with number 50, Jalen Casey. Number 55, my favorite name, Chiki Udemba. Number 55, the left tackle. And that was a gain of 2 yards, brings up 2nd down and 8 from the Raider 48. We have a flag. I don't know if you heard, but I heard somebody, and I'm betting that came from the Raiders sideline. You got holding right there, and it was yelled at almost exactly the time the penalty flag flew. The man in the white hat is your referee, Bill Coggins, holding against Kettering.
against Waterford Kettering.
And again, just a reminder, all the referees are volunteers. If you want to get involved in football, you could do worse than to volunteer to be an official. Give you something to do on Friday nights. You couldn't play high school football, couldn't play any of the high school sports without referees. The High School Athletic Association is always wants to hear from you. So go to the website. Here's a fumble. 2nd time tonight, it bounced right back up in the ball carrier's hands. This time it's Jacoby Mullen. And Mullen actually picked that thing up and rumbled inside the 40-yard line and picks up a first down at the Raider 38. At any rate, again, go to the website, Michigan MHSAA, Michigan High School Athletic Association, MHSAA.com, and get information there. Just check it out. And maybe while you're there, you think, I could give this a try. Could be fun. And I bet it would be. You couldn't play the game without you. And we had a crew of 5 here for this football game here. That's a live ball. That's a lateral. And it's fallen on by Zarek Zelensky. That's a big-time loss for Kettering. I think that ball's all the way back to midfield. It had been at the 38. And it is at midfield. So on that lateral, they lose a dozen to midfield. They got to get all the way to the 28. So it is going to be 2nd and 22. (44-7) Raiders lead. This is the last play of the 3rd quarter. And it's a tackle for loss. A tackle for loss by North Farmington's number 26. And it's a loss of a couple yards on the play, and with that, the 3rd quarter comes to an end. And when the 4th quarter begins, Kettering is going to face 3rd and 24 from their own 48. And they're going to confront that Raider lead of 44-7. So tonight, John Herstein's team has, I think, and this is not, doesn't take a genius to come to this conclusion, but they've looked better tonight, certainly, than they have all season long. So the Raiders get the only points of the 3rd quarter. They scored tonight. The Raiders have scored 7 in the 1st, 30 in the second, and 7 in the third as we go to the fourth quarter, which accounts for their total of 44. And Kettering with that touchdown late in the second quarter, and it looked for a moment, looked for a little time, like they might get back into the football game. But the story of the game is the way the Raiders responded, the way they scored 2 touchdowns in the final 90 seconds of the first half, and they turned that 16-point lead into a 30-point lead at halftime. Pressure coming, and down goes the quarterback. That's Chris Bowman, a sophomore in at QB, and the pressure, it was a coming. 65, or check it, 55 is Chike Udemba, and he wasn't the only one who got back there. 65 was, check it, maybe it was 70. Julius Schramm. I'm not, I didn't quite pick up the numbers, that's on me. But credit to the Raider defense as the ball is back to the 39-yard line. For the record, it's 4th and 34. And boy, they just do get this punt away, but will it get back to the line of scrimmage? Takes a Kettering bounce, and it did. I think we've just seen a 3-yard punt. There was all kinds of pressure in the backfield, and there was just not any kind of a good option for the Kettering special team right there. And the punt rolls dead at the 43. So officially that is a 4-yard punt. And North Farmington takes over in plus territory at the Kettering 43-yard line. They take over with 10:43 left to go here in the football game. Well, you want to gel. You want things to come together at precisely this point in the season. And tonight, that's been the story for Coach Herstein's North Farmington Raiders. Coach Herstein, with that forfeit loss a week ago, it means a few things, but 2 of the things it means is that Coach's record drops from 12-3 to 12-4 through no fault of his own. And it also means that North Farmington remains winless all-time against Seaholm. 0-12 now. You find that hard to believe, especially when you consider that Harrison went 11-0 or 10-0. 10-0 all-time against Seaholm. Birmingham Seaholm and the Farmington Falcons 5-5. I think they're going to give Whitehorn the rest of the night off, and I think that's a pretty good idea. So I can't make out that number, 81. And it's just, these things happen. I don't have an 81 on the roster in front of me, so I'm not able to credit the young man with that last carry, which went for a loss of a couple of yards, bring up 2nd down and a dozen from the 45. The quarterback is number 15, is it? Because that's Aaron Rice. And he was caught 2 touchdown passes tonight, and it is. And again, the give goes to 81, and he'll get 4. I remember when I started out, if I didn't have a player on the roster, if I didn't have a number identified on the roster, I'd get upset. Now you just realize that, kids change numbers. That's something that will happen, and then the roster doesn't get updated, doesn't reflect the change, and these things happen. It's no big deal. But this 81, he's got a couple of carries. He's in the record book for the game tonight, and he's in the all-time annals of Raider football lore, right? Rice. Little play action look here. Little escapability? No, not so much the escapability part, as he's brought down by Demasia Thomas for a loss of a couple. So Jacob Busamra has apparently completed his career here at Holland Field, and what a finishing touch he put on this thing tonight. 3 touchdown passes. Remember, he threw 4 touchdowns against Farmington High School in a TV10 game 3 weeks ago. threw a touchdown pass against Oxford 2 weeks ago, was idle last Friday night. So with, check it out, I got it right. With 3 touchdown passes tonight, he's got 13 on the season. He's gone over 1,000 yards passing on the season. And now the ball punted away by the Raiders, and they'll pin him back deep. That's fine as far as North Farmington is concerned. Back inside the 10-yard line, and Justin Bryant, one of the co-captains, number 4, just lets the ball roll dead at the 8. The clock running at Holland Field. There you see Justin Bryant trotting off. Julius Schrum, number 70, was in your picture momentarily. One of the defensive linemen. That's Jasper Beeler, number 3. Number 21 is Rayshawn Matthews. We'll identify as many of these kids as we can in the waning moments of this one. This is the last chance you're going to get to see him here on the campus, well, as a football player at North Farmington and presumably on TV 10. Okay, if they get deep in the playoffs, maybe we'll get an opportunity. Maybe the High School Athletic Association will let us head out on the road and do a game. First down and carry on first down by Demasia Thomas. Thomas a little shaken up. He's gone to the sideline. He's rubbing his arm. I think he just kind of, it's one of those deals where you get hit by a helmet. It stings for a minute or two, and he's going to stay on the sideline at least momentarily. First and 10. And just a yard or two on that carry. Jacoby Mullen, the ball carrier, number 27. So we're getting ready to wrap things up for the season here on TV 10, presumably. It's been a shortened season, but nonetheless, we've had our moments for you. One of them was at the hands of Stony Creek. Remember, they came in here and just blasted the Raiders in the second week of the season, 42-14, and we got to see it. The good thing about that, I mean, Coach Herstein's not going to say there was anything good about that, but we did get to see a kid run for score 6 touchdowns in that game, and I guarantee you don't see that every night. That was Marcus Nowry, number 40 on the carry for Kettering, and it was Jacob DeBash, number 40, with the big hit for the Raiders. There you see him, number 40, lining up there at nose guard, apparently. A whole different look in there for the Raiders here with the clock running and the game in hand. A 37-point lead for the Raiders. So part of this is to get people experience. Part of it is a reward for a long season work, but a lot of kids are in the football game right now. We get a tackle down there by number 26. I know. You're saying, who's number 26, Rich? Well, it's one of those cases. I'm sorry, I don't have a number on my roster in front of me for him. We're approaching 4 minutes to go with this one. Second down and 10. Bowman running out of time, running out of options. Got the pass away. I give him credit for that. Threw it over the middle. Intended for Lewis. Mason Lewis incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. So unless there's been a major upset, a case of an 0-6 team defeating a 6-0 team, it'll be North Farmington at the Fenton Tigers 1 week from tonight. We've got a holding call on this last play that goes against the Raiders. So that'll mean a first down for Waterford Kettering. And the ball out to the 49-yard line. So once again, most of all, we want to thank you for watching. But again, we want to thank everybody that makes this happen. Sean McGuckin running the show here at TV 10. He is, he had the big shoes to fill when Dean Cobb retired. But that's been 10 years now. A little breakaway run for Kettering. Jacoby Mullen down the sideline. He goes all the way to the 15-yard line. But as always, Jim Sturdy is here with us tonight in the booth. Vanessa O'Connor producing the broadcast. She's in front of all the TV screens saying, do this, do this. Tell Rich to stop saying that. So she does it. She's wonderful to work with. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Don Carter, without whom none of this happens, and I think everybody would agree with that. He's the I'm trying to think of a title for him. He's our technical director. He makes it all work. All right, he's the engineer. If you don't have equipment that's functional, you don't have a broadcast. Don Carter was been doing that for years and years and years here at TV 10. He's been out of action for the last 3 weeks or a month. Knee surgery, all right. He didn't beat that last would-be tackler. So knee surgery for him, so he's not with us tonight, but we certainly send our best wishes out to Don Carter. We couldn't do any of this without Don Carter. Fumble recovered by Kettering. They're in a goal-to-go situation here, second down and goal, after the fumble recovery by Bowman, who had a fumble loss and recovery on that play. Nathan Cromwell, an up-and-coming youngster. Sam Fisher on camera tonight. Emily Arrow on camera tonight. We also, bear with me a second here. I've lost my note. Kettering has scored, or have they? No, down at the 1 yard line. Alan Wertheimer is watching on YouTube tonight. And Alan is a TV tenor, and you talk about making good. Congratulations to Alan Wertheimer. He's the video director for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, you've heard of the Minnesota Vikings, of the National Football League. So he gets to work at that beautiful, still new stadium that they have there in Minneapolis. And he's come a long way from this very seat where I'm sitting tonight. So, again, congratulations to him, and thanks for, not forgetting your old friends and your old teachers. There's the touchdown, Alan Wertheimer. One of the great stories to come out of TV 10. And TV 10, one of the great assets of the Farmington School District. Not every school district has their own TV station. Farmington Public Schools do. Don't forget it. So the touchdown makes it 44-13. And they've stopped the clock for the extra point. Well, they have to. The differential is no longer greater than 35. 2-point conversion, Sales incomplete. So it's a 31-point game now with 43 seconds left to go. And Kettering able to, in spite of the odds, the game, they're not going to win the game. And they knew that. But they put together a nice drive under adversity. And they get on the board. So they're playing the full 48 here tonight. And you like to see that. I'm sure their head coach, Gary Schmidt, likes to see that. And the Raiders on this opening night of the playoffs will advance. They will play 1 week from tonight the winner of the Fenton Walled Lake Central game. That's going on tonight at Fenton. And again, Fenton a 6-0 team, and Walled Lake Central an 0-6 team. So the odds overwhelmingly favor a Fenton victory in that one. But again, we play the games to determine exactly that. If the score holds, Kettering will have shut North Farmington out in the fourth quarter. So there's a little thing that they can hang their hat on. And it's the ensuing kickoff, fielded here by Beeler, who's he'd like nothing more than to wrap up the home portion of his career by dancing down the near sideline for a score. As it stands, he has a pretty decent little return there out to the 45-yard line. So the Raiders will start their final drive of the evening at their own 45-yard line. Coach Herstein about to improve to 1-1 in postseason play. He's a lot better than 1-1, though, if you count his record at Harrison. But his record as a head coach, and this is second year at North Farmington, will improve to 1-1 in the postseason. This will be his first postseason victory. A late change in personnel here. Right at the bottom of your screen, can you make out number 2 standing between the 50 and the 45? That's Jacob Busamra, senior quarterback, as Aaron Rice takes a knee. And it was Busamra who guided North Farmington through this season and through this victory here tonight. And they will not have to snap the football again. These two teams will shake some hands, or maybe not. I think that's a good idea. I think they've foregone the courtesy of the handshake post game because of the health concerns and all the rest of it as the clock hits 0, and this one is all over. The North Farmington Raiders improved to 4-3 on the season to 1-0 here in the postseason with an impressive victory over Waterford Kettering. The Raiders dominant pretty much throughout, and on the one occasion where they were challenged by Kettering, the Raiders, well, they responded. They answered with a very impressive 90 seconds of football, which saw them score late in the second quarter to pull away, to take a 30-point lead in what had been a 16-point football game. And North Farmington winds up at the end of the night winning this one by 31 points. So it's off to Fenton for Coach Herstein and his North Farmington Raiders. And it's off to wherever it is we go in the offseason. We've, as always, had a terrific time bringing you these games here on TV 10. We already look forward to rejoining you, hopefully, back in the press box at Ron Holland Stadium and at Falcon Field as well. We hope things are back to normal come next fall. Maybe we'll see you on the hockey rink at some point this winter as well. At any rate, for our entire TV 10 crew, again, thanks so much to everybody. Thanks to all of you for watching and for supporting TV 10 and signing off on this Friday night. My name is Rich Kincaid. Again, the final score, the North Farmington Raiders 44, the Waterford Kettering Captains 13. And we say so long, everybody.